Explain that.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Yeah. I hope you kept the The Board of Trustees regular meeting is called to order at 6:30 p.m. Please remain seated for a moment of reflection or stand for the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have the roll call, please?
Atkins?
Here.
Zobel?
Here, Siamako.
Present.
Just want to do a quick introduction of everybody who is here. For anybody who might not know, we've got Police Chief John Belford walking around over there. We have Fire Chief Brian Miller, Fiscal Officer Joanne Burry. I would just like to say that public comment to me right now is more important than ever. There are plenty of times, I'm sure that, I'm sorry, oh, second, I'm sorry, I completely missed that part. Sorry about that. Can I get a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Second, all right, now I'm gonna discuss some stuff. Again, more important than ever. I'm sure there were times that I was up there speaking that the previous Board of Trustees wished I'd sit down and shut up, but that's not how local government works. We want to hear the good stuff, we want to hear the bad stuff, we want the discussion, the opinions, the challenges, and the asks. We may or may not ever agree with each other, we may or may not ever reach a conclusion that everybody is happy with, but I will never be one to shut down somebody's voice. I want you to bring the passion and just leave some room open for discussion so that we can find that elusive common ground with each other where we might actually make some change. Any discussion from either of you?
No?
Call for the vote?
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamako?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Do we have anybody who does want to comment tonight? All right, seeing as we have no public comment, we will move on to trustee comment. Would either of you like to start?
Oh, I can go real.
property manager. And it's one of the reasons that I ran for this position, to take your ideas and see what we could do with them to make something happen as a community. Having that area cleaned up and beautified is not just for the people who live in that area, it's for the whole township. It will just change.
And I do have an action item for supplemental appropriations. This is what we're anticipating to be increased costs related to the weather events, one of which we've already had. So requesting supplemental appropriations for the gas tax fund and the road district fund for materials and supplies to get us through this winter weather season.
What is the material and supplies? Just curious.
It's for their salt or any items that they need for snow removal or road maintenance,
We have already.
including a lot of their equipment, could potentially
Yeah.
break or so on.
Oh,
So
yeah, especially if
just
some of
getting
it's
ahead of the
turning to
curve.
ice.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the supplemental appropriations and amend the 2026 permanent appropriations as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No.
Atkins?
Yes.
Vogel?
Yes.
DeMarco?
Yes.
And then just an update item, we closed out 2025 and prepared the unaudited basic financial statements, which were filed with the auditor's state's office as required. So no action on your report, just a notification that that's been completed. These will be posted to the website and notification will be made that they are available.
You're going to email those to us, Joanne?
I read it.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving on to Pat Myers.
Yes, so first of all, as you noticed, and the people in the audience noticed, my screen has been taken away by the technology team that runs our video and audio. It is videoing as we speak. I'm getting updates that the audio is on, the audio is off, the audio is on. So we have an audio issues, so we'll keep it running, and hopefully before the end of this meeting, we'll get most of the meeting, and then we'll find out what the issue is, but I wanted you to know that now. Next, the two large garage doors as you come into First Service Building are almost completely rusted at the bottom. There's holes in them that have duct tape on them and so forth to keep air out and everything else. So we needed to get those replaced. We went out and got 3 bids. I provided you with all 3 of those bids. Based on that, the lowest bid came in at $11,288. So I'm asking for approval of purchase order to Deo Garage Doors for that amount, so we can get those garage doors replaced and then go forward.
I'll move to approve a purchase order for Deo Garage Doors in the amount of $11,288 for the purchase of 2 new garage doors for the maintenance garage.
Second.
Any discussion?
Call for the vote. Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamako?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, as far as action items, the board did previous board, I think, did a opposition letter to the Aqua water increase, and we filed that with the Ohio Consumer Council, and they put it on our behalf into Aqua. The same thing's going on with AEP with the rate increase for distribution rates. So I'd asked the Ohio Consumer Council to provide us with a resolution to oppose that as well. And I provided that to you, and I would ask that that you consider passing that resolution, like and send it to the Ohio Consumer Council, and they will put it on file for us.
I will move to approve Resolution 2026-3, opposing AEP Ohio's request to increase distribution rates and requesting that Public Utilities Commission of Ohio deny the utilities request.
I'll second.
And discussion. I've been on a crusade for years to try to get utility bills down for us, so.
Yeah, honestly, if you haven't heard, there are a lot of discussions, there's a lot of opposition for this, and I'm sure there will be some public hearings coming up for this. I don't think we're at that point yet, but this is, I think, just the look of this, it's about a 9.5, over 10% increase in distribution rates. It's a lot. And they're trying to work that down, come to an agreement, but it's a lot.
You know what might also be good to check with SOPEC to see how the rates that we have as a community are comparing to these increased rates.
Well, the AEP distribution rate is separate from the SOPEC.
Yeah, that's
Right,
the
but
supplier.
they're gonna be buying again here soon, aren't they?
June, what, March maybe?
Might be
For
March.
June
The
rate.
bid in March.
Yeah, they'll bid in March
Yeah,
for
okay.
June to go into play. But the supplier rate's different from that distributor rate. So-
AEP's gonna charge that regardless of who the
Yeah.
supplier is.
Yeah, so that's like their base, and then your actual usage is on top of that. But
If any residents really want to get involved with fighting that too, Columbus Stand Up and the Ohio Environmental Council are good groups to reach out to, that you can get involved with this. And don't forget to reach out to your state representatives too.
And the OCC, who we did reach out to for this, thanks, Pat. Maureen Willis has, anytime that I've had to go back and forth with Aqua rate increases, she's always been great to work with, to be honest. So they're good people over there that will help out as much as they can.
She produced a resolution for me in a couple hours.
She's really good.
That's great. Any more discussion before we call for the vote?
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Siamako?
Yes.
A couple more things, no action on your part, but I'm going to jump on the snow event. I think I call it a snow event. And most of us know it's the biggest snowfall we've had in a long time. The guys came in at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning. They plowed till 4 p.m. Sent them home at 4 p.m. They came back at 11 p.m. that night, worked till 11 a.m. Monday, and I sent them home Monday, and they came back in Tuesday morning to work. Plowed everything. Did some salting today, what they call pushback. For those of people who don't know, they'll go back out, and where cars had been parked and moved, we try and push some of that snow back. They try and be cognizant of people's driveways and not, have people plow them out. They try to do that, but it does, when people ask us to come push back, it is gonna, some driveways are gonna get snow in them again, so they'll do their best not to do that. The salt did take effect today because the sun came out really well. At this cold temperature without the sun, the salt wouldn't do anything, but the sun did help. I mean, I was in River Park today, and I know Joanne, you live over there, it was melting it pretty good over there. That, and the more traffic, the better. So obviously, the more traffic's gonna make that salt interact better. So I couldn't have asked more out of those guys. I actually went out with them for a while, and I would never, ever want to do that job as a full-time job. It's unbelievable. So couldn't have asked for any more from them, and they did a great job. Matt's sick. I don't know if it's from that or not, but Mr. Newman's got the flu, so hopefully he'll be better in the next day or two. So he asked me to thank you all for your support. there was a group of residents as well that called me and let me know that there was going to be pizza delivered to the service department. And I told this person to call, and I said, I apologize, I'll send them home. So they sent that pizza to the PD, because the PD does a whole lot of digging people out, pushing people out, doing that stuff too. And then yesterday, there was a delivery of pizza for the senior center staff, myself, my staff at the admin, and the service department. So the folks that were involved with that, we really appreciate that. The guys really appreciate it. They ate pizza yesterday, and I noticed there was a bunch of cold pizza today, and it was gone by this afternoon. So they took care of all of it. So we really appreciate that.
I'm going to stop and give a shout out to you and Val too with the senior center. I don't know if everybody knows, but I don't know if it was just the two of you or anybody else, but
Myself, Val, and Travis.
yeah, but they sat down and called every single senior center member just to check on them and make sure that they were okay. So
Two in tears. That was pretty cool. Not that they cried, but you know what I mean. They were very excited that we took the time to call. Not one person said, "I need anything," other than, "Can you shovel my driveway?" Which we can't do.
I went and shoveled her
Yeah,
driveway.
these people. Some of the people didn't even live in the township. We went ahead and called all members, not just township resident members. So there was a list of 400. So we called them all. It was great. Smile and dial. Used to do that for a living, so I was used to it.
If you're and don't follow social media, there was a nice little piece about that as well too. Both our officers
On
and
Spectrum News, yeah, they came out and jumped in a car with Josh Rutherford, ran around, and Josh showed them and talked about how the residents really help each other out in these neighborhoods. Then they came over and talked to me for a minute and about what we were doing as far as being a warming center. We didn't have anybody come to a warming center. You know, I think the challenge with the warming center is how do I get to it? You
Yeah.
know, so
Well, it's level
we were
3
here
too,
and
so.
we were ready to make coffee and have water for them or whatever they needed. So and we'll continue to do that throughout this period. And we'll continue, when we're closed, we'll make those phone calls again. But we're back open now, so it was good. Thank you. The last thing is the Ohio Township Association's Winter Conference is next week. Many of us will be attending that, going to different breakout sessions for credits for CEUs and learning and all the things. Great for the new trustees, things they couldn't do online initially. They're going to get a whole bunch of education and get to meet a whole bunch of people that are doing the same job they're doing and so forth. So it's a great conference, so we'll give everybody an update on how that goes. And I think that's all I have, unless you have anything for me.
All right. Moving on, Police Chief Belford.
Since the big snow, the police department is focused primarily on checking on our vulnerable population, elderly and disabled, motorist safety, traffic crashes, vehicles stuck, lots of vehicles stuck, and weather-related alarms. So the messaging is focused on letting people know if they can't get a hold of somebody, they're worried about somebody, they can always call the police officers. They'll stop by and check on them and get them whatever resources they need to help out for whatever their particular issue is. As we move on with the week, we're going to add to the messaging to not forget about our companion animals. If anybody becomes aware of any animals left out, you think a pet's been out too long and you want an officer to go by and check and contact the owner, make sure they haven't forgotten about the animal. That's another service that we provide. It's one thing we do. Ohio law provides for the care of animals in extreme weather, and although it is an enforcement issue, the officers are mainly trying to get compliance and get the pets in a warm, safe spot. So don't forget, you can call us to check on any person or any animals. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Chief Miller?
Just like everybody else, we were also prepared for the weather. We had two of our utility trucks with snow plows that were available to go ahead of any medics or fire apparatus. Just trying to keep everything from freezing. Obviously, we have water on our trucks, so just trying to keep all that going. The other thing is, because we are getting into the ultra cold temperatures, it's really important you have working carbon monoxide detectors in your home right now. And then the other thing too is freezing pipes becomes an issue when it gets this cold. Do not try to heat up your pipes using like open flames. We've had a few fires started by that over the years. So it'd probably be a good idea, especially in your kitchen or outside wall, if you have cabinets, to open the doors to let some of the heated air get in there and prevent those from freezing. So again, we continue to stand by. We do have extra crews. We're staffing all of our fire trucks with 4 right now until we get through this cold snap. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, that brings us to the next public comment. If anybody has any comments now, again, it would be just for things that we've covered in tonight's meeting. And if we don't have anything, you do? All right, come on up.
The only thing I want to say is you need microphones. That's what I want to say. You need microphones because it's really hard to hear, and I'm getting feedback from people via text saying, hey, I can't hear. So. I
Part
hope
of
thought we
that's-
were loud.
Part of that is the audio issue, but that is definitely on the list as
Yes,
we go
we
through
agree
AV
with
stuff.
you.
So we are in complete agreement.
Yes, 100%. Anybody else? All right. Our next regular trustee meeting is February 11th, 2026 at 6:30 PM, right back here at the Blendon Township Senior Center. And before we move into executive session, I want to take a moment to explain what it is for everyone. An executive session is not a secret meeting. It is a portion of a public meeting that Ohio law requires to be held in private when the board is discussing very specific topics. In this case, Ohio Revised Code requires the board to meet privately when considering the discipline of a public employee. No decisions or votes are made in executive session. Any formal action, if taken, must occur after we return to the public portion of the meeting. The process ensures transparency while also protecting the legal rights of everyone involved. And at this time, I move into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G1 for the purpose of considering the discipline of a public employee and taking any action deemed necessary and desirable in connection with those purposes. Do I have a second? I'm sorry.
6:56 PM.
At 6:56 PM.
I'll second.
And any discussion?
No.
All right, call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Vogel?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
My understanding from someone watching, the audio is working right now, but it will go on mute during the executive session and hopefully come back after.
The audio wasn't working. Like, please stop.
returned from executive session. We don't. We adjourned to executive session.
Right.
Right, but we didn't adjourn the first meeting.
Now we need to-
Right, we returned from, right.
Executive and then adjourn the main.
But I don't say adjourn that one, I just say return from. Yes. Yeah. Just return from, correct?
But you
Yeah,
will be adjourning.
at the end of it.
Yes.
Yes, yep, all right.
That's what
We
we
got
missed the
that.
last time.
Yes. I move to return from executive session at 7:07 PM. Any discussion?
No, I'll second.
Did you
Second.
second them?
No discussion.
No discussion.
Call for the vote?
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
I move to reinstate Police Officer Connor Grubb to active duty, subject to the completion of a fit-for-duty evaluation and any applicable recertifications.
I'll second.
Any discussion? I do have something I'd like to say. When I was elected trustee, I promised to do what is best for the community and to put my personal feelings and opinions aside whenever necessary. I know this community is hurting and divided, and there is no outcome here that will satisfy everyone. As elected officials, we are sworn to act within the law and to make decisions for the good of the entire community. And this decision reflects the requirements of the law and township policy. It was made with one goal in mind, doing what is best for Blendon Township as a whole. Something devastating happened, and under the laws as they exist today, it was determined to fall within their confines. That reality is painful, but it is the reality we are bound by. This incident has been reviewed by numerous subject matter experts, and I am told this is the right outcome under the law and existing Blendon Township policies. While that does not make this decision any less difficult, it is the framework we are required to operate within. I also want you to know that throughout my term, I will work with Chief Belford to ensure we are doing everything within our power to provide advanced training that exceeds what the state requires. This job is not easy, but it is worth it because I'm here to serve you, and I truly believe this decision is in the best interest of our community in the long run. I believe in this community, and I believe in our ability to move forward together. Real change happens when we confront hard truths, learn from them, and keep moving forward together. Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
Motion passes. At this time, I move to adjourn the regular,
So intent, sorry.
the regular meeting at 7:10 PM.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Atkins?
Yes.
Zobel?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here.